Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with Lynette Mahaffey, Esther Troyer. They are from Operation Christmas Child. Just listening to the two of you talk about this, I know it just means so much to you. Lynette, let's ask you, what drew you in to working with Operation Christmas Child in the first place?
In the first place, it was Esther.
Well, I can't imagine.
Can you imagine?
It's a little compelling.
Yes, just a little. But also, then as I started really looking at packing shoeboxes and then realizing the joy that you bring to children through those shoeboxes, and then really to start to see that it's Jesus that I'm presenting to those children. That's the part of my heart that I want every child to know Jesus. And just knowing that through this shoebox, I can show someone the love of Jesus.
What's your role that you play? Have you gotten to travel to some of these countries and see the deliveries?
Not yet.
Oh, one day. Won't that be awesome?
That'd be awesome, yeah.
So what do you do on this end of the pond, so to speak, and your part with it?
I am the area coordinator for the Ohio East area team. Esther was that position, and then now she has moved on, and so now I have taken that position. And I'm over the 5-county area of Holmes and Coshocton, Carroll, Tuscarawas, and Harrison.
Harrison,
I'm sorry.
Okay, so all of the counties that are listening in our listening area, and you're working with all of the churches in that area?
In that area.
That's
communities,
huge.
Yeah. Fortunately, I have a wonderful team that's helped out a lot.
Do you need more churches to participate?
Oh, we're always looking for churches. Always, and anyone.
Someone listening saying, wow, our church needs to get on board with this.
Yes.
How do they do that?
They can contact myself, which is in Sugar Creek. My number. Do you want my number?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
My number is 330-852-8812.
Give it one more time, please.
330-852-8812.
All right. And individuals can just do this on their own if their church is not participating as well?
Definitely. Oh, that's the most important part, too.
Then where do we take them? If, let's say I belong to a church that does not participate and I would love to do this and I get some friends together and we do it, where do we bring our boxes and when?
National Collection Week is November 13th through the 20th. And we have 2 drop-off places in Ohio East now. They can take them to the Faith Bible Church in Millersburg, or they can take them to the Church of Carter's Orchard in Dover.
And can they take them this early? When do we take them?
You take them during the collection.
During that week. Let's say that week again.
November 13th through the 20th.
All right. So just as you're getting ready for Thanksgiving, pack up a box ahead of time.
Yes.
And again, let's talk about what can't, because I'm still so stuck on what can't go in. Now, we know in the past they've always said no war toys because children have seen enough of that. That children are a bit delayed in their development, that we would consider delayed than children in our own country as far as the toys they like to play with. So stuffed animals are okay for a middle school boy.
Oh, yes,
where that wouldn't be the case here. Mm-hmm. Tell us what else. What do they love? We got Barbie on the list for sure.
Yes.
A stuffed animal. What else is good in a box?
Soccer balls are amazing. You deflate it, and you can buy a pump and stick it in the box, and those boys and girls are just so excited.
Brilliant. That's great. Great idea. Just deflate them.
Deflate them.
But don't forget to buy the pump.
You got to buy a pump.
Nobody wants a flat soccer ball for Christmas.
That's right.
Okay, and then what else? We just want to fill this full of stuff they want. Soap, hard soap.
Hard soap. You can put a bar of soap in to wrap it around the washcloth around them and stick it in a plastic bag so that soap smell doesn't get on everything else.
Oh, good idea.
And
toothbrushes.
Yes.
Even though we can't do toothpaste anymore.
Yes.
And what you were saying off air, because I still was so angry with the Customs Department for not letting these children have candy, but it's because of the concern that something might be expired.
Yes.
So anything with an expiration date, just don't even bother putting it on there.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Didn't know toothpaste could expire.
No, we didn't either.
Did not know that. All righty. So, and then no liquids because they might spill and get over everything.
Right.
And no glass, obviously.
Nothing,
yes. Nothing breakable.
Nothing breakable, yes.
All right. Okay, so it's so easy. You just take a shoebox to the dollar store or Target or wherever you like to go buy things in bulk and just load it up. And it is just so much fun. It's so fun to have the kids help do it.
Yes.
So cool. All right. How did this all get going? What really is the purpose of all of this? Beyond, we know that it's a great way to evangelize, and it's a great way to just share with somebody at Christmas time. Those of us who've been just blessed in a silly way. I mean, it's just ridiculous how in our country, if you live here, you are one of the 1% compared to the rest of the world. To be able to share from our own blessing with somebody who has been born somewhere else by no fault of their own. Mm-hmm. They've just been born in another country and in impoverished circumstances, many of them. Beyond that, why do they do it?
Why do we do this? Because there are 3 words that speak to me, and I hear these a lot from those that I learn from. And those 3 words are evangelism, discipleship, and multiplication. That's the basis for the Shoebox Ministry. Evangelism, we want to tell kids about Jesus. Discipleship, we want those kids to grow and to learn more about who he is and to give their hearts to him. And then the multiplication, when those kids take the 12-week discipleship class, which they're invited to, let me back up just a minute. At the point of a distribution, they get the book called The Greatest Gift. But then some of these children are invited to come back and take a 12-week discipleship class with trained teachers that will explain more. It goes from the creation of the world to then the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And when they give their hearts to the Lord, then they are encouraged to go out and to share that with others. I heard of a study that was done in 2014, I heard this recently, where 1 in 4 children who get a shoebox respond to the gospel message.
1 in how many?
1 in 4.
1 in 4.
Can you imagine? I mean, that's really a high percentage. And so, that's what just keeps me doing this. Because not only does it affect that child, it will affect his family. It will affect his community. And it plants churches.
That was my very next question.
So you go from box to Bible. You go from this shoebox, this simple little shoebox, to planting a church.
Think of that. And then beyond, I mean, planting a church is almost a seed in itself, and then that continues to multiply. My next question was about the families. What do we know as far as when a child receives a shoebox? What does that do for? Obviously, the grandmother was excited; she got some flip-flops out of it.
Yes.
And but what do we know as far as how this begins to just permeate through a community?
Nadia, who received a shoebox as a child, said that she wanted us to remember that when we were packing a shoebox for a child, we were not only packing it for that child, but for the mother of that child. She said her mother, who was a believer, but they had so little in their home, would pray for things for her children. So she said when she and her brothers and sisters received a shoebox, it was such an answer to her mother's prayer that her mother felt like she got all of those gifts.
Well, you think how heartbreaking for every parent wants to be able to provide for their children. Right. So we are really assisting alongside the parents of those children to help them provide for them.
Absolutely. I heard a pastor I believe that he was from Malawi, say the other thing he said, like we emphasize school supplies, he said put those little activity books that you all have in America, those really little activity books. He said we use those to teach our children to read because our resources are so limited.
I wonder how many things we tend to toss out.
Yes.
That they would think would be really great to have. You know, you'd think of all those little toys you get when you're going through the drive-thru and buying hamburgers.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes.
those maybe just collect some of those because those might be kind of a little fun toy.
Just fun little things. Those little fidget spinners are perfect
Fidget
to put
spinners.
in.
Yes. What a great idea. And do they know how to use these things? Do we need to send instructions?
Well, I do know that I've heard a little. He's now a young man say that he had gotten a Slinky and he had no clue what to do with a Slinky. So one of the people there, that was there, had to show him what you do with a Slinky.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, yeah. And I've often wondered. I loved playing jacks as a little girl, and I didn't know. Do they know how to play jack? Do kids play jacks anymore? What do you do with those funny little things in a bouncy ball?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of people who like to put jacks in for girls, and I'm assuming that they're creative enough they come up with something.
They make up
but
a
I
game.
don't know.
Yeah. Or someone, as you say, an Operation Christmas Child volunteer might be able to demonstrate and
There
show
you
how
go.
much
Yes.
fun that is. All right, tonight's the dinner. Probably a little too late to sign up for that. But Sunday, September 17th, the speaker is where and what time?
The speaker is, and this is Isabella McMillan, and she will be at the church at Carter's Orchard at their 9 and 11 o'clock services, which is at 2613 North Worcester Avenue in Dover.
And she was a shoebox recipient. And what's happening on the 28th?
And on the 28th, if you are in the Akron area, you may want to go to Wadsworth to the Crossroads Community Church, and that's at 118 High Street, Wadsworth, at 6 o'clock. And there is a shoebox, I believe it's called a shoebox social, but it's going to also feature a shoebox recipient, Elena, and so you may want to go there if you are in the Akron area.
Sounds wonderful. Lynette Mahaffey and Esther Troyer, thanks for all you do in our community.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.